Look, there is nothing more important during this 2022 recession than increasing your ability to earn income. I don't know if you've noticed, but there is money everywhere. All you gotta do is just claim it. So in this video, I wanted to put together a list of 17 side hustles you can start today with just a laptop. As long as you have a Wi-Fi connection and a willingness to work, I'm not gonna say that these things are gonna make you a millionaire, but at least they'll be able to replace your current income. Now, before we get into a list of side hustles, here are 3 things to focus on that will 10x the results you get with this video. Number 1, I want you to go ahead and reverse engineer all of the ways that you spend money. I know most people won't do this, but right now, I want you to pull up your American Express statement, your Revolut statement, whatever bank or credit card you use. I want you to pull it up and I want you to go through the list and look at all of the places that you're spending money. You need to understand that business is simply an exchange of money in return for value. So the more cognizant you can be of the places where you are exchanging your money in return for some sort of value or perceived value, the more that you're cognizant and you're aware of these things, the better that your ability to actually earn income will be. The second thing is, if you are trying to provide a service for someone, make sure you reach out with some sort of sample. It is going to expedite their process and expedite their willingness to actually give you money. It really comes down to a simple fact, which is don't tell me, show me. And when you can provide them with some samples of work, they're going to be far more willing to actually work with you. And number 3, do more reach outs. Do more work than expected. There is money everywhere, but you need to be smart enough to claim it. Now, as I said, I'm about to shoot off a list of 17 different side hustle ideas. Now, the difference between a side hustle and a business, in my opinion, is a business is something basically you're trying to go all in. You know, a business is something where you're trying to make $75,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $250,000 a year, $500,000 a year. A side hustle is something where you're just trying to make a little bit of supplementary income on the side. Now, if you want a comparison of the 8 most common business models, I actually created the online money making matrix. I uploaded a YouTube video earlier this year using an equation and a formula to basically get down to the bottom of which online business model is the best. I'm going to leave that as a first link in the description if you want to watch it. Anyways, let's get into the side hustle. First up, we have TikTok content creation. TikTok is blowing up right now because of its algorithms, and for both people and businesses, it is a very valuable asset. So whether you're actually creating user-generated content for businesses, or you're just being a TikTok editor for an influencer or a business that can actually go ahead and repurpose, or for example, there's so many podcasts out there, you can actually come in and repurpose all of their podcast content and tell them, hey, I'm gonna create an entirely new channel for you with TikTok. Number 2, graphic designer. Are you great with design? Then go ahead and look at places like Twitter and search graphic design help on Twitter. You know, on Twitter, people will put out, hey, do you know any good graphic designers? This is actually a very easy way to get clients. You need to understand that there are hundreds of thousands of businesses out there that need better graphic design work. And the difference in pay that they're willing to give between a good graphic designer and a great graphic designer is massive. Number 3, we have a boutique marketing agency. This is services, any sort of service. It could be literally anything, whether that be thumbnails, Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, email marketing, whatever it is, basically any service that helps businesses make more money. And the agency aspect of it is simply using leverage. No longer just doing it yourself, but using drop servicing to actually have someone else fulfill the services for you. You're just finding the clients and wrapping it all under your experience. By the way, that business model is actually how I got to $80,000 a month back in 2018. 2 years into running my agency. Next, we have YouTuber. Do you have something that you are super excited to talk about? Something you just can't stop talking about to your friends? And have you always felt that you might have a good propensity for being on camera? Well, being a YouTuber can actually be super lucrative. Bear in mind, it's a very slow burn. For a long time, you won't make a lot of money. I started uploading on YouTube back in 2015. I basically made like 0 money all the way up until 2021. These days, I make close to $50,000 a month in AdSense. And for most of, for example, 2019, I had monetization turned off anyways. But these days I make close to $50,000 a month. So, it's a good supplementary income for sure. Even if you're just earning an extra $1,500 a month doing something that you probably would have loved to do anyways, or talking about something, and it could be anything. You could be super into chess and you could teach people how to play chess online, or you could react to certain games. Like, there's so much stuff that you can do. Next, we have TikTok theme pages. Now, people were making so much money between 2014, 2017, even 2018 with Instagram theme pages. I, in fact, was one of those people. The first business I ever started was Instagram theme pages, and then basically flipping accounts, rebranding them to more profitable niches, basically selling shout outs and promotions and stuff like that. And that was back in 2014 to 2015. Now, that is all great, but that got very saturated. That's why I stopped after a year. TikTok theme pages are the new wave of this. So that's the next side hustle. Next, we have YouTube scriptwriter. Now, let's say you're very intrigued, excited, interested about a topic, and nothing against you for it, but you may just not have the sort of personality that would be good for YouTube. YouTube, then you can actually be a YouTube scriptwriter. And you look at the music industry, for example, and there are so many scriptwriters that are actually sort of the heartbeat and the lifeblood behind some of the biggest artists. You can serve that exact same purpose by being a YouTube scriptwriter for a YouTuber. Next side hustle is a coach. If there is something that you have mastered, you are talented at, whether that be chess coach, there's a lot of people who want to improve chess. You can be an online chess coach. You could be a guitar coach, and you could do that remotely via Zoom. You could be a holistic health coach. You could be whatever sort of coach that you want. If there's something that you're very, very good at, then you can actually help coach people through it. And by the way, if some of you guys have a little bit of apprehension towards, coaching, why would people pay me? Just start off your hourly rate at like $20 or something, just something super, super cheap, and just keep working your way up from there. Next side hustle is video editing, creating some bangers for people. Look, content is the current best form of marketing. So if you can create videos for people, whether that be shorts, reels, actual YouTube videos, full-blown YouTube videos, literally whatever it is, if you can do it, and you can do it in a way where you turn things around quickly, because a lot of people and a lot of editors are just way too slow. And number two, if you can do it in a way where you look at everything through the lens of the highest retention, specifically tell clients, hey, I edit things in a way where you're gonna get the best retention possible. You are gonna get the highest percentage of people watching the video from the beginning to the end. If you frame things that way, you will win. Next is eBay flipping. This is very good, especially if you have a lot of stuff around the house that you can sell from day one. And if you don't have that, you can pull a Gary V and basically go bully some 7-year-olds at a garage sale.
Like, hold on, trash talk to me. 5 cents, 30 bucks. People working fucking 4 hours for 30 bucks.
I'm only joking, but I do find some of those videos pretty funny. So yeah, you can get some of those stuff and then go ahead and list it on eBay. And a lot of your competition won't know how to list things properly. They won't know how to market things properly. They won't know how to actually take photos with the right lighting. So if you know how to do that, you're gonna have a massive competitive advantage. And this side hustle has been there for thousands and thousands of years. There will always be an arbitrage, okay? There will always be a difference between the people who don't know how to market and the people that do. And you take two people selling the exact same thing. One person doesn't know how to market, one person does, and this person will sell it for twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times the amount that this person did, and they both bought it for the exact same price. Next up, we have Copywriter. Now, people will pay a lot of money if you can take care of their emails for them, weekly newsletter, whatever, any sort of form, their Facebook updates, anything they need to do to actually get written word out, even their Twitter post, anything you can do to help alleviate the stress that they have of putting out written content. There's only 3 or 4 skills where I would say no matter who you are, if you can learn it, and it doesn't really matter what industry you get into, it will serve you for the rest of your life. Copywriting and sales are 2 of those skills. So as I said, whether that's helping with emails, whether that's helping with sales scripts, whether that's helping with landing pages, Twitter posts, anything, if you can help people articulate, present themselves, and sell more via written word, you in return will get paid a lot of money. Speaking of skills that will carry through for the rest of your life, we need to talk about sales. Now, remote sales jobs have incredible potential. Now, I will say this doesn't really fall under the side hustle category, because usually if you are selling for a product or a service, or for example, you're selling for a high ticket coaching offer, or you're selling for a SaaS company, usually they will want this to be full-time. Don't think this is one of those things where you're gonna make $50,000 a month. You're not. But if you find the right organization, you can very consistently make between 5, 10, 15,000 a month. It's just most people are very, very scared of sales, and they're very scared of sales at that amount of repetition and that amount of volume, because you're basically just gonna have to be selling all day if you want to be hitting good numbers. Next, we have thumbnail editor. Look, I can tell you for a fact, thumbnails are so important. Even just the other day, I hired not 1, not 2, 3 full-time thumbnail editors. My thumbnail editing team, between all of them, they get paid $7,500 a month between base and their bonuses. And very clearly, when I was hiring for these people, I told them, no one in America, no one in UK, like for them to be making $2,500 a month, sort of in that range, is life-changing money. One of the thumbnail editors, he's from Togo, and the average salary there is $60 a month. He's a very, very wealthy man in Togo, I guess you can say that. Now, you might look at that and you might go, Iman, why are you spending $7,500 a month on thumbnails? Well, it's because I know it's such a pivotal aspect of the video. So the weekly uploads I do here on YouTube, going back and doing new fresh thumbnails for old videos to kind of help them rank and promote better, as well as there's a few channels, for example, my business partner of the software company, or my CEO of my e-learning company, he's about to launch a YouTube channel as well. So there's a few extra YouTube channels that are launching as well. That basically we use all my editors and all the thumbnail editors and stuff like that. Basically all that responsibility gets shared between all of them. them. But anyways, the reason I'm telling you all this is because thumbnail editing, when you position it the right way, here's the issue. Most people go and they're like, oh, I'll do your thumbnail for you. Cool, you're a commodity. You know, you can get someone to do your thumbnail for $10, $5, $50, $100. You know, it really doesn't matter. Rather than selling them your thumbnail services, you're gonna go, hey, I create thumbnails for you, but that's not really important. Instead, what I'm doing for you is I'm increasing your CTR. And on average, let's say your videos go from, hypothetically, right, a 4 to a 5% CTR. That means that I'm gonna get you 25% more views, 25% more eyeballs next month when you hire me compared to this month. Now that takes you from a commodity of, oh yeah, you know, I'll pay him $300 a month, he'll do some, you know, some thumbnails for me, to now you can actually charge $1,500 a month, $2,500 a month, because you're selling an outcome rather than just a commodity. So just bear that in mind. And that applies for a lot of things I'm talking about here. Next, we have a website designer. Once again, this is one of those things where it can be a commodity or basically an ROI service, something where there's a clear return on investment when a client is basically paying you the money. So rather than positioning things like, oh, I'll just create your website, explain what benefits that's going to have, and also explain that you view things from a perspective of landing page load speeds, from a conversion perspective, etc., etc. Next up, we have affiliate marketing. Now, bear in mind, without traffic, affiliate marketing is very, very difficult. So I will say this, if you don't have a massive audience, this can be a little difficult. Now, me personally, I make roughly around $40,000 a month from affiliate marketing. Once again, it's a nice little supplementary income. And that basically just comes from 3 agency related softwares. And I don't really talk about that stuff publicly, but the reason I make $40,000 a month is because I already have pre-existing traffic. So I don't need to do much promotion or anything like that. So just bear that in mind. Affiliate marketing is a slow burn. Next, we have AirBNB marketing agency. There are so many Airbnbs that are just so poorly listed, so poorly presented. So if you can have a marketing agency that helps basically Airbnb owners with their listing, marketing, writing descriptions, taking the right photos, once again, that has a positive ROI. That means that not only will they be booked out more, they can also even increase the rates. Next one, and this isn't really a side hustle, but it's just something that you can do right now, is just go on Upwork and see the things that are listed, and that will actually just kind of get the cogs turning in your mind, and it'll give you some ideas as to basically different services that you can offer. And the last one is Discord moderation. There are so many communities via Discord, and by the way, that could be Discord moderation, that could be Facebook group moderation, basically just being a moderator for communities. There are lots of communities, you know, online communities out there that have 1,000 people in there, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, 50,000, you know, whatever the number is. And obviously, once you get to that size, you need a good team of moderators to actually moderate it. And if you get good enough, then you can actually become a moderation agency. You can have people who work for you, and then basically you offer a moderation services. So rather than a person having to find 5 different mods, you just sell your services as a moderation agency, and you can tell clients that, hey, between our team, you have 24-hour visibility. There's people on my team moderating from different time zones, 24 hours of the day. So ladies and gentlemen, I do not want you to take this as gospel. You know, I don't want you to think that I'm recommending you start any of these side hustles. I just really wanted to get the cogs turning in your brain, because as I said, there's so much money out there. You just need to get serious, pick something, and go claim some of it. There has never been a better time than right now. So go out there, get started, and I'm rooting for you.